Thank you so much for coming. My name is Bidur Mahajan. I serve as the Chief Executive Officer at CARPL.ai. I've said this many times today. In case you don't know what CARPL is, we're your friendly neighborhood AI platform, helping you navigate the entire ecosystem of world-class products that you see here, bringing all these AI applications into your RIS, PACS, enterprise imaging systems for your radiologists in the most seamless, fastest way possible through a single user interface, a single data channel, and a single procurement channel. Today, it is my honor to have two of my industry mentors, and also partners, talk about how they're working with couple to AI enable their users. Uh, to start with, we'll have Dr. Anjum Ahmed. Anjum is the Chief Medical Officer for AGFA HealthCare, one of the most dynamic leaders in the enterprise imaging space. He's just recently written a book on AI. If you've not checked it out, uh, you know, please do, and I'm sure he'll be happy to sign a copy with you. So without further ado, Anjum, please.
Thank you, Vidar, for the kind introduction and also for the audience, your kind. Uh, Thank you to RSNA and the organizers for bringing this important subject because what's really important here is understanding how, when it comes to radiology, what are PACS provider going to do to consume all this data and information that is generated by so many AI applications. So the focus of my presentation today is to give you the perspective of how we, as an enterprise imaging solution provider, I'll not use the term hacks because hacks is also, as you have heard it, but now evolving from being what PACS goes towards enterprise imaging. So I represent AGFA HealthCare, and AGFA HealthCare has a very long history of how we have done innovation. This one better? Okay, better. Thank you. So we are part of the AGFA Gamer group, and as part of the innovation, we came out with this enterprise imaging strategy. And when customers started consolidating all the imaging, they asked us, AGFA, what are you doing with AI? And interestingly, not many are aware that AGFA started the first AI program way back in 2015 when AI was just a topic of, theoretical discussions and what are the possibilities. We were testing AI models with our customers and understanding what KPIs and outcomes are we going to be able to improve, which was interesting because we were one of the first hacks providers who were actually testing the performance metrics associated with AI. So that was our first project in 2015, 2017, lasted 2 years. And also, we went live with our other AI solutions in other parts of the world. Our focus was always what outcomes are we going to be able to improve with AI because there are so many AI applications. We have discussions around sensitivity, specificity, AUC, but the real questions the clinicians, the diagnosticians, the radiologists asked us was, so what? What is AI doing for us? So that's how we started our journey with the development and validation. One thing that I want to give a key takeaway here for the audience is that when we were transitioning from traditional PACS to enterprise imaging, the goal was to consolidate multiple imaging service lines on a single platform. Because as you know about big data, if you have good data, your AI models are going to be as good as the data is. So if you have created comprehensive imaging health record, irrespective of whether you're using one AI applications or if you have more than 140 plus through CARPL, that's where the resilience and the data management strategy comes in because you have those data sets. And that's something that we did between 2014 and onwards when we started building this platform because for us, it was not about building a platform, consolidation of data because as you heard, right, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I think a medical image is worth millions of pixels of clinical intelligence. It is your ability to drive intelligence out of that. How do you do that? So today there are more than 900 FDA cleared AI applications. 80% are in radiology. And the questions our customers asked us was, AGFA, what do we do with all these different AI applications? There are 10 in cardiology, there are 10 or 12 in breast imaging doing the same scenarios, long nodule detection. There are other applications out there. How do we compare? How do we decide which AI application fits into our environment? That's something that we discussed, and other feedback that from came up from the clinical users was the adoption, right? How do we even try, and how do we know what KPIs are we going to monitor? How do we know what dashboards are coming out? Because there was a lot of manual work what we had to do initially when we were testing and validating, developing certain AI applications, comparison against the data samples, the validation sample, the training data samples, the testing and validation and all that. So that's where there were certain challenges, because radiologists, what was happening was they were becoming more and more aware of how AI is going to be rolled out. They were testing. They had their own challenges in terms of, how does it integrate? How do I see the results? If I do not agree with certain results, do I agree, disagree? Do I accept or reject? So there were so many use cases and scenarios that they wanted to see seamlessly integrated into PACS, or enterprise imaging as we call it. So what did we do? So we developed this framework, what we call as Ruby at AGFA. Ruby is our framework, which we had developed at the launch of our AI strategy a few years ago, with few packages given as an example with Lunit, Avisan, and some of the other models that we had. But the feedback that our customers were giving us was, AGFA, we have done a great job with integrating AI with these 4 or 5 packages, but there is more out there in the market. And we want to test, validate, and we want to embed it in our ecosystem. And that's something that we have done with our partnership that we announced yesterday with CARPL.ai, is how we can enhance this Ruby framework that we had deeply embedded into the workflow, and how do we enable it across all these different 140 plus AI applications. So we are demonstrating it at our booth here at RSNA and South Hall. So far, the feedback that we have received on the capabilities of how we have combined Ruby workflow orchestration and also the capabilities of the platform, the feedback has been amazing, because customers are saying what Carpal has done now is kind of a one-click solution on solving that analytics challenge. But how do we enable the display of analytical intelligence behind all these different applications? So, for instance, what we are able to do with Ruby is, one question that customers ask is, okay, what is Ruby? What is it going to do? So, irrespective of whatever AI applications you subscribe through the platform, at the back end we will have Carpal. The first and foremost, they want intelligent worklist. So they, some academic sites, they want a separate worklist for resident doctors, for example. They want to triage based on specific findings. They want to see in real time if AI results are even available or not before they open the study. And the second one is even more important, which is workflow orchestration. That if AI picked up something, how do you distribute those results? I'll give you an example. For instance, in chest CT, if it was done for a different clinical manifestation and there is a nodule that was picked up, do you want to orchestrate those scans to a specific group of radiologists? In breast imaging, for instance, BI-RADS reporting is done. So, how exams are orchestrated could be on the basis of some of these AI findings. Some academic sites, they've asked us to create resident, use cases and work lists for certain type of cases. Third is the predictive visualization, because if you have so many AI applications, the integration of multiple user interfaces and viewing applications. The benefit with Carpal is that their viewer is FDA cleared. So that is also what helps facilitate the integration of AI results and findings. What we have done is we have done native integration of AI findings, whether these are GSPS objects, overlays, and they incorporate into hanging protocols as well. So that means your display is not only showing you specific AI findings, but your hanging protocols are even more automated because of their relevant priors or current. Automated comparison is done. And one of the initial clinical studies that I showed you was our customers are saying now their reporting turnaround times are even fast, up to 30% improving in reporting turnaround times because of all these automations. The other two aspects are, right, the generation of automated reports. AI generates a lot of metadata. Yeah, you can do as much report workflow orchestration and triage. The other important aspect is there is data intelligence behind this. How do you use those analytics? So one important benefit that differentiates CARPL as we embedded into our enterprise imaging solution is the ability to run analytics while you evaluate different AI applications before you even roll it out in your clinical environment. So that's one. And the second and the most important is, there's discussion around algorithm performance drift, quality assurance, safety of performance. So post go live, there are metrics that CARPL can generate and provide. So you can follow up on continuous basis, probably on daily basis as well, to see how algorithm and metrics are performing. So that's how we, irrespective of whatever out of the 140 AI application, and in future there will be more because we have this flexibility of the work we have created with CARPL to integrate through Ruby. All our customers will get a seamless experience based irrespective of the algorithm, so embedded experience, triage, orchestration, and all that. So that's how we established after careful evaluation, and the feedback, as I mentioned, has been very positive in regards to how we are showcasing this. I want to thank you for your time, and I'll leave it for the next speaker so that we can take questions later on afterwards. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anjum. If you ever have time, you're more than welcome to be at the CARPL booth, help us sell, since you clearly do it better than us. Next, is Madhuri Sebastian. I have known Madhuri since her previous avatar where she was driving AI at one of the other large companies out there. Now she runs PACS for Philips. I think one of the largest, if not the largest, global PACS provider. We've been working very closely over the past year or so. So Madhuri, why don't you come and share the thoughts? Thank you.
Nice meeting, Carbo, for having me, and thank you everyone for your time. Uh, as the previous speaker said, for us providers out there in the industry, it's really about transforming that the day-to-day productivity that radiologists face with AI solutions. So it is really about outcomes, and I'm very pleased to share with you some of the great work we've been doing with Carpal at some of our key sites around the world. Again, giving productivity back to the providers where it matters. So first, a little bit about our business. So we are one of the largest. We have privilege of serving over 3,000 plus customers. If we process over 287 million exams a year, every second, over 500 images are archived. If you think about, where we are with the number of million exams, 27 plus million exams being ingested, and our journey into cloud, and if you think about the customers we touch, driving AI outcomes is a big priority for us. Again, because we want to provide the productivity directly into the radiologist workflow. And this is where we're really able to accelerate with partners like CARPL. And I'm very pleased to share some of the extensive outcomes that we've been able to drive, whether it be around the brain stroke, mammography, chest x-ray, MSK, different use cases, again, tailored in a very platform approach where our solution is able to show the results very seamlessly and deliver the outcomes that we seek to provide. These are just some of these customers. As you can see, in Brazil, we have customers that are extensively using our solutions to drive AI productivity, as well as in APAC with the Singapore. Again, these are real customers with our solutions and CARPL that are live, that are running, and be able to really drive some benefits from the algorithms that exist. And we're able to do this because we follow a very platformatized approach where we can integrate once and deliver, depending on any type of algorithm, really give the results directly, whether it be for DICOM output or a GSPS directly into our solutions. This is a quick, fast demo of how you can see the widgets integrate. And the reason why I talk about this integration and why it matters is because it's friction free, not just for our users, but also for the IT team at the health system that's deploying it. And then also the continuous monitoring and management of it becomes much easier, so that this is not one other the IT headache that the health system has to manage, and they can really seamlessly integrate. And a platform based approach helps us then scale it, as you saw, in multiple areas of the world, multiple regions, without a ton of customization, and really gets us to, how do you want to change your workflow? How do you want to drive the results in your workflow much faster? So a great case study example is one of our premier sites in Latin America, Fiji, where physicians are really using this for automating chest X-ray reporting in remote parts. As you know, imaging volume is just increasing, and especially what we're able to do is these physicians are able to use the AI output, look into our zero footprint universal viewer, uh, send the data back into the PACS. The CARPL platform processes it, and then chest AI output comes back, and it gives back what it does. It reduces the task for the reporting physician. And these are the things that matter, because when I go and meet the customers, what they talk about is, again, the number of cases they get be the number of patients that they get served increases as a result of these kind of solutions. So, Dr. Waswavi, who is one of our really premier thought leader in AI, they have really shown how great innovation speed can seize by making sure that we have again, integrated platform approach where it's a frictionless way for them to use the results of these algorithms right into their workflows. So, again, at Philips, our mission is all about serving patients. And you want to go from product to productivity. We believe in vendor agnostic solutions, multiple platform providers. We want to use AI in a very seamless way. It's low friction for the physician. It's low friction for the IT organizations. And that's where, partners like CARPL can really help us accelerate, again, to deliver the remote care that the world really needs today. So with that, I will wrap up in time to give it back to Vidur for any closing comments and questions.
Thank you, Madhuri. Thank you, Anjum. Suffice to say, the idea behind these partnerships is to truly enable what I call single email AI deployment, right? One email goes from a Philips customer to your, account manager, or from an AGFA customer to your account manager, and you say, hey, I saw this thing at RSNA. I want to try it out. It's a AI model for chest CP, for fracture detection, what have you. And we have all the back-end paperwork in place to make sure that single email can theoretically trigger the trial and the subsequent deployment of AI in clinical practice. So any questions from anyone? Why don't both of you come up on stage? Any questions at all? Yes, please. I don't know. Oh, there is one.
Hello, thank you very much for the talk. So one thing that was mentioned is there are loads of different solutions for many different vendors. I was wondering if there's anything in place to benchmark all the different solutions against each other, so it's like a unified way of testing them and comparing them.
This is a very good question, because thing is, the first area that you need to identify is what clinical challenge or problem you're trying to solve, right? And that is the key question that we ask our customers as well. I'll give you an example. In breast imaging, for instance, there are 7 or 8 different AI solution providers. Some of them, they compete with each other. Some complement each other. So what we have done in collaboration with CARPL as well was, we have created clinical packages where complementing algorithms are packaged into a seamless solution so that the delivery, from a clinical use space perspective is not disruptive, is actually supportive. And that can allow you then to test using the CARPL analytics application that you have to do benchmarks on the ground truth that is based on your local sample. I hope this answers the question. That's how we have taken the approach with our customers. Grief.
And just to add on, and what a platform approach gives us the ability to do, as I said, is quickly try out and try different algorithms, because you're not doing an integration each time. It's one way to integrate your input and one way to integrate your output, and gives you the flexible freedom. And with the bank of algorithms that a platform provider like CARPL has, we can accelerate this trying and deploying and solution making.
Taiwan.
Thank you so much.